Yeah, Atkesh, everyone. So finance, I think it affects every aspect of our life as students and everyone. So I think Parthiv Bhai in his introductions said it's about earning, spending, and saving. Money earned is money saved. Money saved is money earned. That's what they say. I'll quickly, being mindful of time and the coverage that we have, I'll quickly give a short introduction about myself. So education qualification wise, I'm a chartered accountant. I'm a company secretary, and I have a diploma from Chartered Institute of Insurance in UK. I started my career NM College, commerce graduate. After 12th, I did my CS for a start. Unlike other people who do CA, I did CS first because at that time the big six, as they were called, the big six consulting and accounting firms did not take transfer students. So now that big six is down to big four. So I did my CS first, and post BCom I did my CA, and I started my articleship with KPMG. A very great experience. You know, the first steps into corporate world. From KPMG post qualification, I joined HSBC in their sorry, yeah, I joined HSBC in their London office. I was there for close to 4.5 years. It was a strategic role where we had to evaluate strategic businesses of financial services business of the bank, so insurance, asset management, private banking, treasury. Those were the businesses we were evaluating across the globe. So personally જોવા જઈએ તો એ બહુ જ સારું હતું કારણ કે I was what 25, 26, bank taking absolute care of you, and by the age of 30 I had traveled some 35 countries. So nothing like it. Bank na paise એટલો બધો professional experience exposure, and I think that was all because of chartered accountancy and company secretary combination. But being a Mumbai boy, નથી સેટલ થવું બહાર અને જોઈ લીધી બહારની દુનિયા. ગુજરાતી છે એટલે દરેકે દરેક જગ્યાની કોશીટે બનાવી લીધી અને ખબર પડી કે શનિવારે સવારના ચા દોસ્તો જોડે પીવી વધારે મોંઘી છે બહાર કરતા. So came back home, and then I set up security services businesses in HSBC. You can get in touch with me. અત્યારના time short છે એટલે any banking business, any security services શું કહેવાય, it's got to do with FPIs, FIIs, investment banking mandates. We can touch base, have conversations, how careers span out, but I'll keep it very brief this time. So after my 15-year stint with HSBC, I moved to a couple of family offices. I was setting up, I continue to be on the board of advisors of 2 family offices and 1 NBFC. And I'm also working with Ernst & Young, which is a global management consulting firm. I manage banking and capital market clients over there. I am a startup investor and a mentor as well. So I've made investments in 2 startup companies, and I'm on the board of them. So finance has given me a lot, and finance as a spectrum is too wide. I was hearing Nirav Bhai and Niyat, they said, and technology is now very much in finance. So there is a lot of synergies that we see with product developers, the financial inclusion that is happening. And I'm sure Priyanka will talk a lot on financial inclusion, the grassroots level and upwards that we can go. So that's very quickly. The bread and butter, if I have to talk about courses, the classic 3, CA, CS, and cost accountants, they remain. Of late, I'm seeing a lot of science graduates also doing chartered accountancy, and in consulting, that's really helping. So I see a combination of BSc, CA. BSc, LLB is a combination I've seen sometimes. So apart from CA, CS costing, there is LLB that one can pursue or one should pursue. I think so if you have a combination of CS, LLB, any compliance organization, any organization compliance teams or legal teams, that's just a must over there. Then there is the classic MBA, CA, MBA combination. But in my experience, I have seen that if you do CA, you get a couple of years of post qualification experience and then do an MBA. Even an MBA from 1 year MBA from ISB. So I encourage a lot of my team, a lot of managers in my team who have done 5, 6 years at consulting firms like KPMG, Ernst & Young. I encourage them to take a break of a year, go and get an ISB MBA done. And then when they come back in the workforce, it's a great multiplier for them. It just shoots up. Then there is the CFA. That's Chartered Financial. There are two CFAs which people tend to get confused with. One is the AIMR, the American one, and the one in the Hyderabad Institute. If I have to look at the industry acceptability, AIMR is more accepted than the Hyderabad one. You can sit in India and now appear for AIMR exams as well. And CFA classic entry level is equity research analyst at any broking houses, any investment banks. That just, if you want a career in broking and you want to manage portfolios at the end of the day, COVID has taught stock markets to everyone. So it's a no-brainer. It's a very good second, third income. One should have it. And there are various options in that. There's debt side you can do. You can play gold. You can play. When I say you can play gold, actually कोई VT से सोना खरीदवानी जरूर नहीं. MCX पर contract लेवानी बात છે. કોઈ પોતાના બગડી કાઢીને સોનું નથી ખરીદવાનું. So gold is a good option. Real estate has come up big time as investment avenues. So આ બધામાં CA અને CFA કે કોઈ પણ combination works really well. હમણાં new latest છેલ્લા 3-4 વર્ષમાં I've seen ACCA, which is the Indian equivalent of UKCA. People are doing that also. But industry માં senior level પર any adaptability is yet to be tested. Junior level પર roles મળી જાય છે, પણ senior level પર how it pans out a career after 20 years of ACCA, આપણી પાસે ઇન્ડિયામાં એના માટે ડેટા નથી. આ બધા માટે ભણવા માટે તો obviously last time આપણે સેશનમાં I think our experts had covered what to do. But one thing to be mindful is that you better start foundation. અને foundation માટે 12th ના results ની રાહ જોવાની જરૂર નથી. If આ બધી institutes provisional admission આપે છે on the basis of your 12th hall ticket. The 12th ની mark sheet pending with those are called provisional admissions. એ admission date ના 6 મહિનાની અંદર તમારે 12th ની mark sheet submit કરવાની છે. આનો ફાયદો શું થાય? તમને એક exam 6 મહિના પહેલા appear થવા મળે. So you save time. And it's nothing is as brilliant as being a chartered accountant by the age of 21, 22. You really get a start in life. So off late, I'm hearing that CA is also considering of enrolling students after 10th. It's a media article which I had read. I don't know, but કદાચ 10th પછી પણ exam ભલે પછી જ લેવાશે તમારી, એમાં benefit નહીં થાય, but you get more learning time. આજકાલ now students are used to learning, for studying for exams for 6, 8 months. Unfortunately, in our times, we just studied for 3 months and got where we were. So another important tip that I want to leave before I close out is obviously just don't worry about anything. Exams will come and go. Everybody is આપણે નાગર બચ્ચા છે, ભગવાન એટલી તફકલ આપી જ છે કે કંઈક ને કંઈક તો બહુ સારી રીતે ફોડી લે છે. એટલે સ્ટ્રેસ વગર પ્લીઝ ભણો તો જ ભણાશે. સ્ટ્રેસ લેશો તો કાંઈ નહીં થાય. Last point that I want to touch upon is placements. I said opportunities kya મળે છે. If you're doing CA, then obviously it's good to start with the Big Four. You do your articleship over there. It really teaches you very well the risk environment in which one operates in, introduction to various industries, introduction to complex businesses. So you start off at any of the Big Four. That's like Ernst & Young, KPMG, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and Deloitte. આ 4 Big Four firms છે. એ લોકોમાં ટેકનોલોજી પ્લે પણ એટલો જ મોટો છે, તો ઇક્વલી એન્જિનિયર્સને પણ અહીંયા એટલી જ ડિમાન્ડ છે. Even MBAs. So these are no more accounting firms. They have grown themselves into consulting firms. So there is a huge scope over there. And at the same time, these are foreign firms. You have the equivalent in India also. You have Grant Thornton, you have BDO, you have Protiviti. Abadhi organizations, Accenture, TCS to some extent. Abadhi organizations, entry levels is a good start. But entry level લીધા પછી 3-4 વર્ષમાં if you want to move into industry, so typically finance world માં બે jobs હોય, industry કે consulting. So industry is basically your corporates, where you get into the deep end. કોઈ પણ વસ્તુ specialize ત્યાં થાય. Consulting માં a classic example of consulting is, while I am a consultant myself, is they will look into your watch and tell you the time. Just goes to prove that you don't know how to see the time. That's why you hire consultants. But there is a niche there as well. Consulting માં એક મોટો benefit છે કે તમને ઘણા બધા projects જોવા મળે. Whereas industry માં તમે જે ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીમાં કામ કરતા હો એ જ ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીમાં તમે વધારે ને વધારે ડીપ જાઓ. અને CA ઇન્સ્ટિટ્યૂટમાં તો પ્લેસમેન્ટ્સ થાય જ છે, ઇન્સ્ટિટ્યૂટમાંથી પ્લેસમેન્ટ થાય છે. CS Institute has also started doing placements, and MBA schools, it depends on their placement. For internships, obviously, if you want to reach out for articleships, all of these have lots of openings, and Big Four, they hire significantly. You will be surprised at the hiring numbers that they have. There is always an opening. It's just that they have to find the fitment is always a challenge. So that's the roundup I will give on placements. I think I've done well on time. If there are any questions, feel free to reach out now or later. I think my email ID and numbers are there on the SVNM website. Please have a look at it. And over to you, Priyanka.